2011, more than 140 British Columbians died on the job, and more than 100,000 were injured while at work.
And this is our commemorative North Okanagan tree as well that we had planted here, which is why we come to this park every year.
On Friday in Kelowna, WorkSafe BC honored those souls during their annual Day of Mourning. This year marks the 28th anniversary of the annual event and comes only 5 days after 2 men were killed in an explosion in a Prince George sawmill. That explosion, along with the one in Burns Lake, were on the minds of those who attended the service and perhaps brought the importance of health and safety in the workplace to the forefront of people's minds.
This year especially, it's important in light of what's happened in the Prince George area and what happened in Burns Lake. Having safe workplaces is not lost on us as civic leaders. We recognize how important it is for all of us to be able to go to work in the morning and then know we're coming home in the evening.
I'm really honored to be here. I'm born and raised in Kamloops, just down the road. And I know that forest firefighting is something that you're all very familiar with here in Kelowna, as we are in Kamloops.
Among the guest speakers was a young woman who, at only 21, was paralyzed during her summer work as a forest fighter.
My life changed in just seconds. Another firefighter and I were in a pickup truck patrolling a backcountry dirt road that we were using as a fire break on the edge of a 90,000 hectare fire. We're checking to see if the fire had jumped the road. Suddenly the truck fishtailed, and then the truck began to flip. The driver had lost control, and I was thrown out of the vehicle.
Also speaking was Cindy Brewer, whose brother died while operating a buncher in his job in the logging industry.
From the time he was 15 up until his accident, he had worked in the bush. It was so sunny, it was so nice, and I had just put lunch on the table for my uncle and my aunt, and I remember feeling how happy I had felt, and it was just like a minute, a second, later that everything was different. It was, I hadn't been so devastated, I think, by anything up to that point.
I think it was about the 11th day on the fire, and we usually worked in chunks of 19 days, so it was just over the halfway mark, and it was like any other day. Gray Tuesday afternoon.
In 2006, Jessica started wheelchair racing, which gave her the closest thing she could find to a runner's high. She is now a starter on Canada's women's wheelchair basketball team and competes all over the world.
Competing in elite sport, post-injury, entering the field of law, it's all pretty well in line with what I was going to do anyways. However, now I'm a lot more visible, and I do have to say I enjoy being able to leverage that visibility a little bit to get certain messages across. So that is one positive that has come out of my injury.
From Kelowna, for Shaw, I'm Tammy Williams.